Well, thank you everybody for being here today, the week after Mega Camp. And I hope that everybody's still charged and focused on what they want to do out there in their business, in their areas, and for the veterans as well. You know, I hope you got a refocus of what you saw when a whole bunch of veterans get together and make things happen, right? So today's guest will be Nikki Goslin. Once she signs in, as you can imagine, she has a busy schedule. I've been seeing her everywhere. I got Amy Long here from Tampa just to give some tidbits of what she learned at the military, KW Military Mastermind. And we will ask everybody to give their feedback as well. Nikki just advised me her computer's killing her. So she's trying to sign in. So raise your hands, you know, who in the chat group, who went to Mega Camp? You know, if you can answer in the chat, you know, who went to Mega Camp, just to see how many people went, and who attended any of the military, like the culture summit when Nikki spoke, or the Marn event and stuff like that, or the Mastermind. There you go, I'll be the first one. Awesome. All right. Kevin, thank you. I saw you out there, Kevin. I saw you. So let's go over that. Basically, what we want to keep this going, where this group, you know, KW Military in the region and then within your office, we're doing things to help veterans. Hey, Nikki, how you doing? We're doing things to help veterans, to better educate ourselves, educate the veterans and the people around us. And well, we want to go, first of all, let's talk a little bit about what we learned at the Mastermind in KW. Kevin, do you have a question, or are you just saying you're here? Okay, thanks, Kevin. So I know in the Mastermind, we talked about wealth building, you know, educating the military and the veterans on the VA. Amy, do you want to share a little bit of what you learned over there and the notes you took on your table? Introduce yourself as well.
Hi, I'm Amy Long. I am in Lakeland between Tampa and Orlando, Polk County. And yeah, it was a fantastic discussion. I thought every table might have been a little bit different, but we started off just kind of trying to figure out what we wanted to talk about, and things like maybe recruiting military agents. Apparently there's a Zoom that I missed called BAH to Millionaire that I still want a copy of. Everybody write that down so that we can bug Ernie and Levi about that, because yeah, that sounds like right up my alley. We wanted to maybe talk about getting on base, building a KW military within your community or within your market center. In the end, we discussed 3 topics: wealth building and how to teach that. We discussed educating people on the VA benefits, maybe educating agents in your market, educating the veterans within your market, and then also how to build a referral community. So that was, we would talk for those for about 20 minutes, and it went incredibly fast at my table with just people spitballing their ideas from what they'd been doing all over the country. I had my people were wicked smart. It was fantastic. Anyway, so to start with wealth building, I think the main takeaways that we had were, number one, I really want that BAH to Millionaire Zoom call so that I can watch it. Teach your guys about renting versus buying, and how much you can either save by renting within your for a couple of years, or you can earn by buying if you're going to be there longer than a couple of years. So just learning all of those different things, maybe starting up a Facebook group with all of the veterans that you've served, and kind of building their confidence so that they're more interested in investing in real estate. In that, teaching them all of the aspects that go with it. If you're within an active community where you're near a base, maybe you want to bring in some of those younger airmen, some of those younger soldiers, and talk to them about what advice an accountant might have, what advice a property manager might have, what an HVAC specialist might tell them, because even as homeowners, talking to somebody who can tell them about servicing their air conditioning, or why they need to shovel their snow and why they need to keep their lawn maintained and why they need to paint their house. Maybe having a home inspector come in and talking to them about all of those things for home maintenance that will deteriorate the value of their home, or something that they'll have to fix if they decide to sell. So all of these different things from different aspects of, do you want to be a landlord, or do you want to eventually sell your home and gain some equity in your home? Just kind of teaching and coming from a place of contribution to make sure that they feel confident in their choices. One of the things that I thought was golden was we had a fantastic realtor from California. Her last name is Tim. I think her first name is Jennifer. She's got a beautiful accent from South Africa. And she said she's the mom of an airman, I believe it is. And she said, if you're going to talk to the young airmen, 18, 19, 20 years old, most likely they're going to call their parents as soon as they're done to see if this sounds like a good idea. If they can't explain it very well to that parent is most likely going to say, no, save your money, unless they really know about investing in real estate. So maybe when you have a Zoom call, invite mom and dad, because if you can get buy-in from mom and dad, then it's going to be a much easier process. I'm doing that right now with a 36-year-old airman. I have his mom's buy-in, and she's helping us push him along the way, because even at 36, sometimes we need a little bit of extra help, especially if we just got out of the military and we're kind of struggling with that, maybe PTSD or just acclimating to a new life. So we had a lot of great things that came out of that. I don't know if I should stop and ask if there's any questions or input there, or if I should just move into the next topic. What do you think, Ernie?
Anybody have any questions? And after you, we'll ask the group if what they learned from Mega Camp at the Mastermind as well.
Sounds good. All right, so I would say that the next thing we talked about is how we want to educate the community, and we want to educate not only our veterans, but some of those list agents that don't necessarily understand what a great product the VA can be, or what a great buyer a veteran can be. One of the things that my table discussed a lot was not only having the lender talk about the VA loan and what a good product it is becoming now over time, but also have them share a real person and a real story, not just talk about the VA loan as this like abstract thing, but talk about a single veteran that they worked with that maybe had difficulty. I have a couple of stories with saluting our soldiers that became hometown heroes, and how that made our deal go from being dead in the water to now we can actually close on his home with zero cost to the closing table. When you can bring a real person, a real name, a real picture, you kind of can bring them in, you can grab their heart and hopefully make them, bring them over to the dark side. Record, if you're going to be teaching people, training them, making any sort of online materials, you don't have to continuously go live with a group of people. You can record it at the very beginning of the month and use that recording throughout the month with a new group of people, and maybe just have someone from your team sit on the recording answering any questions as they come through. And then if new things come up, or if you see that there's continuously the same questions being asked over and over again and not answered in your previous recording, then on the first of the next month, re-record and answer those questions either up front or throughout your recording as well, and look for more new questions, because then it's just going to get stronger and stronger. Connect with those that bring more value. Like we said in that first one with a Facebook group, and having maybe an HVAC guy come in, having an appraiser come in, having all of these people come in to talk about it. Bring in the people that are going to bring value to whatever you're training to. Let's see, use your case score. I know that in Lakeland, we've got the school that you guys can go to. I'm not sure where it is exactly within all of your market centers, but I know that we have it here. And then just figure out, what do you want to teach? Do you want to teach first-time home buyers? Do you want to teach the VA Loan Mythbusters courses? Do you want to teach all of your options that you have with VA or with Hometown Heroes? Do you want, once again, I'm just going to hit on this, the BAH to Millionaire. Do you just want to memorize that Zoom once we get it, Ernie, and then teach that yourself? Because I want to learn it, and the only way to learn it is to teach it sometimes. And this is where she mentioned targeting the parents. So once again, invite the parents and make sure that they get the buy-in as well. Invite the spouses, invite whoever it is that they need to convince them that this is a good idea. And then have some branded SOPs, because maybe people can't come to your briefing, can't come to your your online class, whatever it is that you're teaching. But if you have a branded SOP that you can send out that is with regards to what you're teaching or what it is that they want to learn, then you're in like Flynn. And then, so the final thing that we talked about was building the referral network. And this was kind of fantastic as well. Let me go deeper into my notes down here. At our table, we talked about, create a newsletter or an email with your referral successes for that month. So send it out to every single person that is in your referral network. Send it out to every single person that has sent a referral to you. These are the people who we got under contract this month. This is how many houses I showed to people that were referred to me. This is how many people I met with that were referred to me. This is all of the closings that we had, all of the different things, so that they can see what a successful referral agent you are. Make sure that you're keeping that specific agent in the loop as much as they want to be. Join all the KW military Zooms with your name and where you're from. That way you can make these connections. Connect on Facebook, all of the different Facebook groups. The referral groups just drive me nuts because there's like 50 different people recommending things, and it's hard to get into those. But when you can join the ones where they're talking and they're asking questions, you can really get to know some people, and you can find the ones that you really want to connect with and kind of make friendships with them. Review the agent who recommended you to their client. When you close with their client, go back and review that agent. Give them a good review, ask them for a good review, and then go back to your client. When you ask them for your review, tell them to review the agent that they got the referral from. That way they can say, hey, my friend helped me find a fantastic agent down in Lakeland, Florida, and I was able to close this quickly because she vetted them for me. She did all the amazing things for me. So if you need someone, go back to her and ask her. She's going to find somebody great for you. Build a moving to Lakeland, moving to wherever you're from brochure or pamphlet that's a living document, and send it not only to your referral, but to the agent who's referring them to you. That way, maybe they can give it to them. Maybe they don't read it when you give it to them, or they miss it when you give it to them. But if they get it from their friend, they might be more likely to read it. Or if their friend reads it and sees something that's of interest to them about local dog parks or whatever it is, maybe a cool margarita place, then she can say, hey, by the way, when I come to visit, we're going to go to that brunch spot in that referral, in that moving to Lakeland brochure that they sent us. Did you read that? You should read it. Track all of your referrals, every single piece. I'm an analyst by heart. I was a military intelligence analyst, so I love spreadsheets and I love keeping all of the details and seeing how I'm building or not building and getting rid of stuff that I don't need or adding stuff that I do. So track all your referrals to like a really detailed level. When did you get your referral? How long did it take you to connect with your referral? How many calls did it take? Did you have to reach back out to your referral partner to get them to call them, to get them to call you? Sometimes it's hard. But the more information you have, the better you'll be in the future. And then nurture the agents who send the referral the same way you would nurture your sphere of influence. If you're going to thank your sphere of influence for sending you a referral, then thank your referral partner. Thank them on Facebook. Send them a small gift if you want to. Take them to lunch the next time you see them. Give them a shout out. When you close on that home, couldn't have done it without Brandy, because she was fantastic. She knew what her client needed, and thank goodness I was able to connect with her so that she could give me that referral, and I was able to help this veteran get into a home when nobody else could. And then I haven't gotten this opportunity yet, but apparently there's a book called Go Giver. I haven't read it yet, but that was a recommendation. Read Go Giver and read, I've got one more book listed on here. Look up Ryan Butler and Be the Bridge. They said that that's a fantastic resource, both of those, Be the Bridge. And I think Be the Bridge is about being the connector, connecting people to, a good agent, connecting people to a good school if they're looking, not a good, like if they're trying to learn how to be a good HVAC tech, or they're looking for different things. So just connecting them to what it is they're looking for, or at least being top of mind so that they know, when I'm trying to figure out who I should donate stuff to, Amy's always got a great idea. She knows the best places that treat their people right. So just kind of be that power connector, be the bridge. I believe that's what it is. I have to look at it more. But anyways, that's everything that we got.
Awesome.
And I think they're going to send you out my notes.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you so much. Ashley already sent out your notes in the chat group, and for Facebook pages. I went on the KW regional page and they created this Facebook page, which is a private Facebook group for all KW military members. So if you are designated in command, which everybody should be there, command, please recheck. That was something we found out there. Make sure you're still affiliated with command. There was a glitch in the system where a lot of people were getting disconnected. Check your command, become affiliated. That is the group for KW military. They will check and they will invite you in. Amy also has a great page. I'm part of that page and she shares a lot of the information that we get out there. And this is her page here. You know, stay with like-minded people, right? So she does a good job there. That's your page right there, Amy. You know, she spreads the wealth, the knowledge that's out there from all of us. And what I wanted to talk to everybody about that is all of us, right? We are all KW military, whether we're designated or not. We are that culture, right? We're the most diverse culture within all of them because we're diverse. Military is diverse, right? So you are the leader. You are the military leader in your office, in your area, right? So this is the mastermind to get everybody together, share ideas. Anybody else has any ideas from Mega Camp that they came up with, any good tidbits to help all of us grow and create this thing a lot stronger? Because I have a great story coming to you after this. Anybody? All right. So I know, Lynn, do you have anything over there in Jacksonville? No? Anybody else? Anything to share from Mega Camp? You don't have anything to share from Mega Camp? Brian?
Can you guys hear me okay? I'm just in the same room with Brian, so I'm trying not to echo it. Well, I love getting to know a lot of you. Hey, Amy, I see a few familiar faces from the mastermind. I mean, Amy went into amazing, great detail and like all the information from the mastermind. That was really, really, really helpful and extremely eye-opening. How many things I didn't even know about VA loans and things like that. And one of the things that I'm going to implement is going to be doing our recording training with information about VA loans and just kind of do Zoom or something like that, where I'll just invite people in and share that. And something else that they said, add it in your YouTube. So people can just go over and see it. And anytime you meet with one of those new military personnel, you can just send that to them, you know, make it quick with a few quick points for them to be like, okay, this makes sense. I can totally start building my wealth through real estate, because they move around so much. They can start owning rentals in so many different places. And that's not their forever home, especially if they're 20 years old or, you know, brand new family with a few kids. That's definitely not going to be their forever home. They're going to outgrow it in no time, because we know military families love to have kids. So just kind of changing that mindset that their first house is not going to be their dream home. That was one of the really big takeaways that I took from there, and just kind of sticking together with other people that know VA loans and veterans and know how stressful it is to be moving from one place to another. That's another big thing, because not every agent knows how it is for a military spouse to be handling purchasing a home while somebody is deployed and having young kids at home or things like that. It's just a different level of understanding through the process. So making those military connections throughout different places is huge and is very important. So yeah, that's all I got.
That's awesome. Now, Lynn is a veteran, and so is Brian, her husband, a veteran. They're both realtors over there in Jacksonville and knocking it out. So some of the feedback that I got from Mega Camp was that these other regional ambassadors and other regions are not having their masterminds. So I want to thank you for every month showing up to this meeting and masterminding all together, because when I asked them, they weren't doing it. So thank you. And we're still taking the lead, right? So with that, right, Mega Camp was all about generosity. I was blown away. I came back so refocused on how amazing KW is. I just could not understand the power of when everybody like-minded gets together and how much they could change their world, their topic, their whatever they focus on. And that's I'm gonna talk about today's special guest, Nikki Goslin. Everybody knows that I'm part of MARN, our leadership, Military Agent Resource Network. I'm part of the leadership there. And every family reunion, every mega camp, we do something for the veterans, right? We just had our event and we made a great donation to Nikki's cause, right? So last year we sent out a task to all the MARN people in our Facebook page, all the people that always attend, and we said we wanted to have a red, white, and blue day. And that is what we want for all of KW to do besides Red Day, because Red, White, and Blue Day happens on Veterans Day. Am I right, Nikki?
Absolutely.
Right? And she heard that a year and a half ago, and she planned her event. And if you did not see Nikki, she was on stage talking about her event. And I just want to remind you, if you're that military leader in your office, you're that military leader in your region, let's make, I think we're the only ones doing these masterminds. So with that, I'm gonna leave this here. What is your office doing for Red, White, and Bay? Let's make this a standard in KW. Nikki, thank you so much for demonstrating that when someone focuses on what they want to do and for a cause that they love, they get results. Everybody, Nikki Goslin, your culture ambassador for 2023. Nikki.
Hey, Ernie, this is Georgia, everybody. How are you doing?
How you doing?
Before you transition over to Nikki, I just wanted to say, Nikki, how proud we were that you represented us as our cultural ambassador for 2022. You know, she was presented that at our regional cultural meeting in January, and she was just totally shocked, and she cried, and she couldn't believe that she was actually given that honor. So we're really grateful, Nikki, that you represented us, and you represented us in such a high way. And we just can't thank you enough. And gosh, you raised over $26,000 or $27,000 for your cause, and so I thought that was just amazing. But Ernie, to your point, it shows you what a small group of people can do in a short period of time when we just ask, and that came from that group at that particular time. So it was really, really amazing. So thank you for that. And Ernie, I want to say thank you because I hope you realize that your region is the one that sets these up every month and everything. And now you see how your region is so different than any other region because we have these masterminds going on, and we, you know, Ernie is our military leader and for this year, and we're excited that Ernie has done that. And thank you, Ernie, for leading these. And you've got a great region that we coordinate these to make sure that all this message gets out. So Ernie, thank you for that. And we just thank you all for being on our calls. Ernie, before we go to Nikki, if you don't mind, we're getting some chats in here that's saying, how do I become part of this military? You know, we know they need to go to command and put that information in. So would you make a note at the end of this call to tell everybody how they can become a part of the military group, not the Facebook group, that's in addition to, but just go into command. You know how to do that, Ernie, go into command and do all that?
Yes, and actually, I did a video a long time ago from my phone, but actually it's in command. They have a great video on how to do it. So I'll research it while Nikki's talking, see if I can put it.
Right. Nikki, you're our hero. Thank you so much. Here's Nikki Goslin. I just wanted to jump on you when I heard you were on the call, Nikki, and I said, well, I need to say big congrats to her. So thank you, Nikki.
Thank you, Georgia. I appreciate it very much. And I appreciate your donation. I saw that. I was like, I even got Georgia. Yeah.
Of course. Of course.
So thank you so much. Ernie, thanks for the invite today. I appreciate it very much. I was blown away by everything that happened at Mega Camp. My goal was $5,000. When you and Grace and Mo Anderson gave me the task and said, okay, we're going to do Red, White, and Blue Day, I was like, that's another Red Day. Like, Red Day is my favorite day. Okay, we're going to do it twice. Fantastic. And so I was really just blown away by everyone's generosity. And it shows you, if you take one little idea and you grow it amongst your office and your region sees what you're doing, then look how big it can get. So I never would have thought that just joining Marn and then having KW Military come along to give me that extra purpose that I need in life to keep pushing me. I never would have thought that we'd end up where we are right now, and we're just over $25,000, and we still have our event coming up in November at the Humane Society. So it's pretty amazing. You're muted, bud.
I was just saying I'm excited. I said, so share your story. I know I want to talk about how at the event at Culture, what I sent you while I think you were still on stage, what happened, but.
Yeah, I could hear you out there, and I could hear my business partner. I'm like, guys, you're distracting me. Stop it. So basically, I was in the Navy for 5 years. I was a hospital corpsman. I went to serve with the Marines as well, and ripped the muscle off my hip in training, and ended up with fibromyalgia about 2 years after that. They gave me ample time to get better, and it just wasn't happening. It was really, really bad case. The doctors were shocked. I was in a wheelchair with bad spasms in my back every single day. And I got out. I ended up with another diagnosis of systemic lupus and a blood clotting disorder, and all kinds of things that just lined up to make me more depressed and more depressed as I kept going. And, you know, we know how that is when you have camaraderie every day of your people, and then all of a sudden you get out and you're living in a house by yourself. It's depressing. And basically, I went to the Humane Society, and I got something that did not belong in my sea bag, because I did not have a sea bag anymore. And I got a little dog. Her name was Miracle, and amply named Miracle, because she was just that. If not for that little dog and the purpose of me to get up and take her for a walk, and to take her outside and to feed her and make sure she had water, I probably would have been a statistic, and we all know those statistics. So I've always had a passion for that. I didn't realize that I could take that passion though and turn it into something like we turned it into before Marn and before KW Military came along, and before the region supported me as the cultural icon. I just thought, you know, this is just something that's important to me. It's not. It's important to so many people. And when you talk to veterans, you guys know that their pets are so important to them. They don't judge us. They're there for us, whether we're happy, we're sad, we're mad. They're right there at our sides. So we are still going and still raising more money. And I'm just really grateful. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be with you guys. I'm grateful to be out of a wheelchair and walking. And it's that purpose that I found when I joined KW after I got out of the military. My mother had a team at KW, and I went to work for her as an admin to start. And I was like, this is what I've been missing. These are my people. Like, finally, I have my people back. So, and then when military came along and I got Martin, I was like, these are really my people. So it just re-energized me. And I can't thank you enough for that, Ernie and Georgia, for backing us all up and getting on board with that and being here every month. That's huge. And hopefully Red, White, and Blue Day catches on everybody's market center. Because if we don't use it, we're going to lose it, and people are going to get frustrated. So if we can keep doing that and keep pushing Red, White, and Blue Day, I think we can do huge things.
That's awesome, Nikki. That's the best point. I saw someone had a comment in the chat group. That's the only way we're gonna make this stronger and have more resources and more education and everything. If we just keep this military group tight and be the leader, right? So if we show that there's a demand for it, KW is gonna pour into it, right? So KW Military is gonna have the masterminds teaching us all these different classes. Like Amy talked about one, and Amy, I am working on getting that for you.
And
You know,
Ernie,
if we keep, go
well,
ahead.
Ernie, what I wanted to say was that you're exactly right. And a lot of times we get people that ask us, how can I be a leader in the region? How can I have opportunities? And this is the way, just like Nikki's done, is start initiatives in your market center and go to your ALC, go to your team leader, go to your MCA and say, these are the things that we want to get started. And it's up to you to drive it and push it forward. You know what I mean? And someday, Ernie, we're going to have, whenever you guys decide that you want to do this, we can have a live, everybody can come to one place, live military mastermind. Maybe we need to do that once every 6 months or something in the region and bring everybody together and have some fundraisers and stuff. So you guys think about when you want to do that. And then as Ernie knows, we help support that and coordinate that in the region. So we're happy to do that as well, Ernie.
I appreciate that. I think that's the key thing to keep the fire going, because at Mega Camp and family reunions, it's almost like 6 months apart. So if we have something in the between to keep us energized, yes. And then the money we raise, we can use it for something for military. Like, I know Chris Baker's doing a great job at our office with our military group, and he's working on something. Nikki did it. She went on there. She says Red, White, and Blue Day. Boom, she got it done, and she got support. And the joke of the Mega Camp, for me at least, is when Nikki was on stage and she's like, okay, everybody, please, she said her story about her veteran story, which I didn't know. And, thank you, Battle. Appreciate you. And she talked about the coffee and people making jokes about, just give up a cup of coffee and donate that to so at that point, she was at 1,300 on that fundraiser, 1,300. So I get on my phone to make a donation. By the time I'm done with my donation and I look at the new thing, it was at 23,000. And that's just the power of our culture in KW. $23,000 like instantly, like everybody.
Less than 5 minutes, Ernie.
Yes.
Less than 5 minutes.
And I didn't know why you were all yelling at me. I'm like, what is going on? Why are they yelling at me from the audience? So that was great.
So it was amazing. And that's what the energy we need. Be the leader at your office. I would love to see Red, White, and Blue Day come back. Nikki already stamped it, sealed it. It's happening. So every Veterans Day, the offices should be doing so. So my task to you guys is, what is your office doing this Veterans Day for military? Doesn't have to be something big and grand. Just keep the motion, keep the movement moving forward.
In our first year, Ernie, we only raised $3,200, and that still helped 34 veterans and 34 dogs. So I think that's pretty amazing. That little amount of money can do huge things.
Yes.
And if you're not getting the support from your office, like I was very lucky to get my team leader and my broker, Brandy Coffee, right on board right away. Like Brandy's got 4 dogs or something, so she's right on board, and get that excitement. If your agents aren't necessarily excited, go to the other offices in your area and get them on board too. So I think you just got to do a little footwork and you'll get there.
So I only have 3 dogs, Nikki, but you just
I keep
gave
giving you
me the
more,
best
Brandy, you know that.
excuse. Well, I'm sitting here having lunch with Brian and Dayton, watching your beautiful face, and you just gave me permission to convince Brian to get a 4th dog. Thank you so much. I love you.
Absolutely. I mean, I might bring mine over and let you just keep them for the weekend.
Please, please.
That's awesome. And the power of generosity, help each other, all become one voice. Nikki was our voice this Mega Camp. Family reunions around the corner. Who out there is going to stand out and do something to show that KW military is doing something? This region is on fire. From what I know, we're the only ones doing stuff. So that's all I have, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Does anybody have any other questions? Georgia, thanks for jumping on board. I will remind you about that meetup, physical live meetup, to do. And that's all I have, guys. Anybody else?
Ernie, don't forget, you wanted to show, we're going to show them if they haven't, have the designation of military in command.
Oh, is there a way to share my screen?
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
So if everybody goes to command right now, go on command. And I don't know how to share my screen. So click share screen. I think this is it. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, we got it.
All right, because I can't see it. So you see me over here where it says Ernie Plaza Senior?
Yep.
All right, so that's command. If you click the question mark, right? Well, let me start over because I already did it. I'm sorry, guys. So if you click the question mark, it's gonna come up here, and you just go to Keller Williams University, and just type in affiliation. And right there, enter military affiliation, click, and now you have all the instructions on how to do it, step by step.
Perfect.
It's right there. And it's even moving for you and showing you how to do it. Anybody else has any questions on that? Or command has come a long way. There's videos for everything now. So my new agent on my team just told me this.
This is perfect. This is it. We're saying thank you. I got some thumbs up, so I think we're good. They just need to know how to do it.
Awesome. I can't see the screen anymore. That's why.
You're good. We just see your command stuff, so that's all.
Okay. Oh, stop sharing. There you go.
There we go.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much.
Ernie,
Again, yes, somebody.
Kevin Talbert.
What's up, Adam?
Hey, I wanted to leave the group with something very interesting that was asking the question about how to get competitive with the popularity profiles on Facebook. So just now, for an example, I used the brand new feature on command called patterns, map patterns. And it tells you that for Orlando, Florida, there's 1,082 referral agents. If you affiliate, or if you check the affiliation box and change it to just KW military, you drop to 35 of those 1,082 agents, or 31, excuse me, 31. Well, guys, I think the odds of 31 compared to 1,085 just went up dramatically. So it's that simple. We need to get off the Facebook use of groups and get on command. Start telling people and pointing out to people your profile speaks volumes, and you need to complete your profiles. We talked about this in Masterminds. If a person comes to you on your profile and looks at your number of units, your number of performance, your years in service, and it's all blank and generic, they're moving on to the next agent that took that 5 minutes to fill it out. Go in right now and set up your profiles. Become that top 31 agents in Central Florida when somebody's looking with a veteran to come seeking another veteran for help.
That's awesome. Thank you, Kev. I'll go to your office and see what you're talking about physically. If I could show it the next group.
Well, right now
Facebook
you'll have to visit it alone because I'm not there, but I'll be there shortly.
all right.
I
And also,
actually
guys,
go
a 10 mega camp, a 10 family reunion, and that's how you network and build that relationship with that veteran, or with that other referral partner out there. So
I am going to give one plug to family reunion real quick. Mega camp. I had many people in our office say, "Why go to national events when we could sit here and Zoom them in the office now?" I'm going to say this to you guys very clearly. 5 referrals, 5 listings I came home with from Mega Camp. You cannot afford not to go to the national events, guys. That's what it's about. It pays for itself every single time, and then pays and pays and pays in the future.
So Gene, you could call me. There you go. In case anybody they had a question. That's all I have. Anybody else? All right, cool. Well, thank you guys for attending the mastermind. We thought it was going to be shorter, and thanks for everybody's feedback. I appreciate all of you guys. It's great seeing you guys at Mega Camp. See you at Family Reunion. See you at the next Zoom. All right, bye guys.
Thank you, Ernie.
Thank you.